Mindfulness for Resilience with Mary-Jo Fetterly, funded by the Craig H. Nielsen Foundation and brought to you by SCI&U for Healthy Living.
Hello, everybody, and hello and welcome. I'll just wait for a couple more minutes, maybe, as people filter in. We've been talking about the weather, and of course, the weather changes all the time. And I kind of was thinking about it earlier when I was preparing last night for today's session, and I was thinking about how in the science of yoga, the concept of change is attributed to everything in nature. So everything that is basically nature is subject to change, including our bodies, the trees, the different everything. But what's not subject to change is this sort of small, maybe not small, but maybe unlimited aspect of ourself that we are, sort of the essence of us. And if you think back to when you were a child, or to a time in your life, or any time really, when you're creative or when you're really tapped in, or when you're thinking about what you want to do, in terms of a goal or a value, that part of you is a constant. And no matter what age you are, 4 to 40 to 80, you're going to feel that same part of you that is essentially, it's everlasting, and it's not subjected to the nuances and the challenges of a changing world. And so it's this one constant that we can really rely on. And a lot of mindfulness is teaching us to go back to that constant. And our true state of being in that constant is actually a state of peacefulness and resolve and calm, and actually curiosity about life. If you can remember back to when you were a child, that kind of wide open eyes about life in general, and also and that's where the ego develops, interestingly enough, which starts to bring us kind of out, away from that essence, our soul essence, toward our roles, identities, and these various different things that we develop, different people's ideas of who we should be, all these things as we grow older. So I think it's just really worthwhile to think about that there is a constant, and even in this time of really rapid change, and some of it pretty dramatic, such as we're experiencing with the pandemic, and these uprisings of inequality that exist within our society, we can really, I think, rest assured in this sense that there is a constant, but we need to tap into it. We need to kind of remember, if you will, this place of calm, of peacefulness, and of, kind of this unlimited capacity to hold all that is. So that's really what we're doing when we're practicing mindfulness. And up to this point, we've been pausing. We learned pausing for presence. So that was kind of our first step. And then we brought that pause into consciously relaxing and really, kind of working with different methods to see if we can allow our system to let go and to rest into that place of this primordial intelligence. And then we looked at tapping into our sensory body and sort of the different sensations that are ongoing and ever-changing. And so then the next piece we did was learning a little bit more about conscious breathing. And we're kind of at that stage right now. And so part of what I'd like to do today is, as we move forward to doing maybe a little bit more a guided practice where, not that mindfulness is a doing, it's really an undoing, but I might be suggesting a particular thing with your breath in the future. And we've talked a lot about breath, and a lot of people have asked for that. But I thought today what I'd like to do is go back just a little bit to the last segment of our of kind of the last section that I see it as 3 different sections, where the fundamental principle of mindfulness, of friendliness, we revisit again. Because so far, with all those things that we've talked about, and I think a lot of you, and including myself, kind of go through this. Okay, well, great. How am I going to remember all of this? Or why is this useful for me? Some people may even not, find results right away. So they may feel that, I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to do this. I'm not very good at it. So I want you to be assured, and I've said this before, that practically everybody will feel like they're not very good at mindfulness, either right at the beginning or probably usually for most a little further on down. And I will say that throughout the decades of mindfulness studies, the research has proven and shown that by adopting an attitude of friendliness, you change basically what they've shown, the research shown, is that it's all about attitude as we approach mindfulness. And the attitude of friendliness is what they showed unequivocally to be sort of the differentiator between success and non-success in the practice. And not to say that, oh, you got to have friendliness, and if you don't have that, you won't be successful. But I just want to encourage you to think about that attitude of friendliness really as a backdrop for all of what you're learning right now and all of what you're doing within your practice. And I think that when you regard your practice like you would approach or regard a good friend, with warmth, interest, compassion, you'll find that your practice will start to really evolve into something that is really rewarding and beneficial for you in the immediate and also in the long term. So I kind of wondered, in all that conversation, if you take a moment and you consider, what is your attitude toward yourself? Especially, in moments when you're asked to do something new, or when you're feeling anxious, or when you're angry, or maybe you're off balance in your life. What is the prevailing attitude? And for many of us, that attitude is far from being friendly. Often it's, kind of entrenched in these deep habits of self-judgment, a feeling that we're lacking, we're deficient, we're insufficient, we're inadequate. And my teachers, Tara Brock and Jack Kornfield, call this, Tara especially, this kind of trance of unworthiness. And it's a chronic kind of state and sense that we're somehow falling short. And you basically can never win because it kind of gets into this loop of perfectionism and feeling like you're never going to be enough or this isn't enough. So, and this is a real common experience. So I'm bringing this up because it is common, and it's going to come up for you, and it's come up for me, and anybody else really. And the problem with that, I mean, perfectionism can be like wanting to do your best is a good thing, but perfectionism is different. And it's really important to remember that there's another way, and the way that we can kind of not be this kind of compulsive perfectionist is to befriend ourselves. And some of you may have raised a puppy, but you could think of it like that, raising a puppy. And if you approach that puppy with, aggression and, impatience and, lack of understanding, that puppy's going to grow up scared, and it won't be a really great dog. But if you kind of, use that, come, here, sit, oh, wait a minute, let's try that again. Then you will start to, that befriending of your attitude around what's going on for you in mindfulness will start to dissipate. And you'll start to notice that you can bring that, that befriending attitude to even your relationships and even to your things throughout the day. So, and with that attitude of friendliness, we can better witness now what's going on at a distance, and then develop these capacities that we've talked about for resilience, for a deeper understanding, for more clarity, more compassion, more empathy, perhaps. And also, I think really importantly, a deeper sense of connectedness to that piece I spoke about at the beginning, this part of yourself that's kind of this deep intelligence. So we're creating the groundwork for these better relationships, not only with ourselves, but also with all of our other things that we do, professional relationships, interpersonal, you have it. And along the lines of the SCI&U study and the SCI&U coaching program, we're really aiming. This attitude creates this capacity for us to be empowered, and I think we're really aiming toward that empowerment in both of those different expressions. So I really encourage you to think about that. And then as we go into this guided practice, really allow yourself to just come back over and over again when you get distracted to this attitude of friendliness and befriending yourself with this kind compassion, just like you would your best friend. All right. So let's begin. Allow yourself to come into a dignified and comfortable sitting position. And close your eyes. And now bringing your attention towards your breath and seeing if you can relax with the inflow and relax with the outflow. As you settle, become aware of your whole body, just sitting here, breathing. Now, as if you were smiling into your eyes, let this sense of a smile spread toward the outer corners of your eyes and feel them slightly uplifting. Allow the flesh of the brow to soften and even to release back toward the skull, releasing the brain and relaxing the brain. Relax the center of your brow. Could feel it kind of spreading like a radiant sun. And now feel a real and yet slight smile at the outer corners of your mouth. And you could also sense that smile in the inside of your mouth, softening your cheeks. Relax the jaw and notice the sensations that arise through the mouth and cheek area as you relax them. And bring that friendly smile to the inside of your mouth, softening. And now visualize a smile and feel that smile spreading through your heart and your chest area. You might sense that this smile can create space for whatever you may be feeling. And see if you can allow that sensation and feelings that arise in the heart to just float in this inner space, continually bathing them in your attitude of friendly, kind compassion. Floating in this tender space of the heart, that attitude of friendliness. And now take a moment to return to your eyes, softening and relaxing them. Feel the outer corners in a gentle grin. And again, feel the openness of a smile at the heart and chest. And now, imagine and feel the sense of a smile spreading through the whole body, between the cells, creating a relaxed and open atmosphere for the changing flow of sensations. Imagine extending this sense of a smile outward so that the whole space of your awareness, inside and out, is filled with a warmth, nurturing feeling of the friendliness of a smile. You can rest in this receptive openness and simply witness and feel whatever sensations and feelings arise for a few moments. You can intentionally notice your changing experience as you rest in this space of an open smile throughout your whole cellular body and around you. You can notice your changing experience with the interested care of a grandparent watching over a small child. And if you notice your attention has wandered, you can refresh the smile and the quality of friendliness and ease by simply returning and softening the eyes again and feeling the smile there and softening and allowing a smile at the mouth and the outer corners of the lips and smiling into your heart and chest. Again, resting in that atmosphere of ease and receptivity and just witnessing the dance of sensations, of feelings, and of life itself playing out inside and around you. You can rest and notice the attention, and if it's being distracted, at any moment you can return gently again into the aliveness of your body, sensing the experience of all of it being held with that warm friendliness of a smile. as you move into your day, into your Zoom calls, your clients, your friends, your family. You could explore bringing a smile into your eyes whenever you remember. And this smile can nourish the attitude of friendliness and acceptance to yourself and to those in your personal and your work life. And as you gently come back into the outside world, you're welcome to join us here in the last few minutes that we have together, as long as you want, really, to explore any questions or comments or concerns. Well, if there's no questions, that might be a good sign. I'll take it as that, maybe. Um, and I will say that these live streams are, thanks, Christine, are available to you on the SCI&U study YouTube channel. And I'm sure you'll be able to find the link for that on the pages that we provide you. And I am working on some little blurbs to go beneath each of the pieces to kind of go through what we covered in the piece, any resources that I feel might be useful or helpful for you. And of course, you can also go to the SCI&U.ca website and learn more about the coaching program and the other things that we do. I'd like to thank the Craig Nielsen Foundation for their generous support for this initiative. And I really invite you to join us again and tell anybody that you think might be interested in either the coaching or the mindfulness. So take good care, and bye for now.